Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name's Bree. Stay for a while. I'm really excited for 2025. Even though it feels like I was only just saying that I'm excited for 2024 and all the new books that come out in 2024. I'm excited for 2025 and all of the books that come with it because we've got some amazing books coming out in 2025. And I'm here to share my highly anticipated book releases for 2025. So I got my little list on Goodreads. I'm also going to speak about my predictions that I hope will come out in 2025. They haven't been announced, but I hope we get something from these authors in 2025. So I'm just going to start from the bottom of my list because that's the most excited one. And we're just going to work our way up. None of these, I'm not going to put these in any order. I'm just going from what's on my phone. I'll put the dates and everything, that everything comes out up on the screen. I'll put everything in the description as well. I'm just not that organised to go by month and by organisation. I'm just going to list off all the books that I'm excited for. Now the one that I'm the most excited for is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This comes out on the 21st of January. And I am so excited. Like, we literally have 2 months until this comes out. You don't understand my excitement of how excited I am to read Onyx Storm. The way that Iron Flame left off, I can't. Like, the way that it left off, I honestly have no idea how Onyx Storm is gonna go. It can go one of two ways. It can either go really good and really well and I'll be happy, or it can go the other way and it can rip my freaking heart out. But I feel like with Iron Flame, Rebecca Yarros rushed it because the full thing was so big, so I'm glad that she's taken her time to actually write this book and she hasn't rushed to publish it. I feel like that's where a lot of authors go wrong. They rush to get it out once it's got the hype. They rush to get another book out, and I feel like that's why Iron Flame wasn't as good, because I feel like it was rushed. But with this, I hope she's taken her time and that it's a masterpiece. Moving on, we got Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Now, I'm not a big Emily Henry fan. I'll read her books. I loved Happy Place. Funny Story I wasn't a big fan of. It was still good. I still recommend it. But I am really excited for Great Big Beautiful Life, just because I know that it's about two writers, and anything to do with like writers and books and things like that I'm always obsessed with, so I am excited for that. This one comes out on the 22nd of April next year, obviously, and kind of looking forward to it. I know a lot of people are like die-hard Emily Henry fans, but I'm not a die-hard fan, but I do enjoy some of her books. And then we got Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. If you are new here, then I am the biggest Abby Jimenez stan there is. I freaking love Abby Jimenez. Like, the way that I resonated to yours truly, and like Jacob and the anxiety and everything like that, and the way that she writes is perfect to me. Like, if you're new here, I don't like spicy books, okay? I like it when it's like hinted at. I don't want any spice really in my books. I just want, like, I want it to be hinted at with like little bits here or there. Do you know what I mean? Just like a little sprinkle here or there. And Abby Jimenez just does that perfectly, and I think that's why I love her writing. This comes out on the 1st of April, which cannot come quick enough. Honestly, I need this in my hands like right now. If I could have this as an arc, I would simply pass away. Honestly, I would. And then another one that I'm so excited for is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. She's the author of One Dark Window and Two to Six Crowns. Love that duology. It's like 5-star duology, like the dark gothic vibes of it all. Loved it. And like the way that she like writes like the prophecies and the orders and things like that was like really mind-boggling, but also like so good. Like, yeah, grips you in. This is like the first book in a new series, which the series is called The Stonewater Kingdom, so this is obviously going to be book number 1. I'm not too sure what it's about, so I'm guessing it's going to be kind of similar vibes to One Dark Window, with like the dark and gothic vibes, and there's like a prophecy that needs to be broken or discovered or something, and there's obviously going to be it's a romantasy, but that's all I know. But if Rachel Gillig writes it, then I'm probably going to read it. Is that a bit better? I feel like the sun was like shining in here, but if I close it anymore, then I'm not going to be able to see, and you're not going to be able to see me. But moving on, we've got Wild Side by Elsie Silver. This is number 3 in the Rose Hill series, and I haven't read Wild Eyes. Wild Eyes. I've read Wild Love, haven't read Wild Eyes yet. I am going to be reading it before 2024, but if Miss Elsie Silver writes it, I am going to read it, whether I like the series or not. But the Wild Side series is all about like, it's all like the single dad trope. Like, all the books are single dad tropes, which we love over here. This one comes out on the 4th of March, which I'm so excited for. I feel like the first half of this year is going to be amazing. But I don't think I've met these characters. I don't know if I've met these characters. I have no idea. I don't know who they're about, because when I read Wild Love, when I read Wild Love, I was in the biggest reading slump and I just forced myself to get through it. So if you go into my Goodreads or my Fable or wherever, I haven't actually rated it. I've just put it down as finished. I didn't rate it because I was in such a book slump that I feel like because I wasn't in the right mind, I didn't enjoy it. But I know that I will love it when I'm in the right headspace because Elsie Silver has written it. So I feel like I'm going to reread it next year when I'm like in a better headspace. But I am going to read Wild Eyes by the end of this year, so then I'm prepared for when Wild Side comes out. Then we've got, there's no actual book for the book name for this yet, I don't think, unless it is just going to be called Gods and Monsters, but it's Gods and Monsters book 4 by Amber V. Nicole. This is part of like the Book of Azrael series, and I'm not sure how many books. I think there's a rumour that there's going to be 7, I think. I could be lying though. On Goodreads it just has 4 out at the minute, but this comes out on the 27th of May, and I have only read the first book, but the first book was literally a 5-star. Like if you love Crescent City, then you will love this. Like it gives off the same vibe but not copy and paste, you know what I mean? It's just the vibe is the same. But the whole series is like a big romantasy series with gods and monsters. Like that's all I can really say without like spoiling anything for you. Like you just have to go into the Book of Azrael blind, and I promise you will love it, especially if you loved Crescent City. And then we got The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. This comes out on the 25th of February. Oh my god, that comes out sooner than I was expecting. I think this is going to be the last book in the Campus Diaries series, but I hope not. I really hope there isn't. See, I think this is going to be a, like, what's the term? Because I'm not a spicy gal, but what's the term for like a 3-way relationship with 2 guys, 1 girl? What's the term for that? Is it why choose? I don't know. There's probably a lot of you like spicy book lovers being like, no Brie. But I'm just like an innocent book reader, okay? I'm just like, I don't know these terms. So if you've read the Dixon Rule, then you get like a hint that there's going to be like a 3-way relationship. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm just going to call it a 3-way relationship. But if in the Dixon Rule you get a hint that there's going to be a 3-way relationship, so I'm hoping that it is, because that's something very different to anything I've ever read before. And I'm very excited because I love anything Elle Kennedy writes. But I will say, before you read the Campus Diaries, please read the Off Campus series. You don't have to, but it's just a better reading experience if you do. And then the Queen herself, Jessa Hastings, is releasing a new book, a new series. It's called The Conditions of Will, and I don't think there's a release date yet. I think it just has, oh no, there is, 1st of April 2025. Oh my god, we got 2 book releases coming out in April 2025, and I'm so excited for this one. There's a lot of talk in this thing about family drama, AA meetings, sponsors, alcoholic brothers, toxic families. It's gonna be a classic toxic book by Jessa Hastings. Even when she wrote Never, that was still so toxic. Just like the Peter Pan retelling, like she made a Peter Pan retelling toxic. But that's why I love it, because I hate toxicity, but Jessa Hastings writes it. It's done so well, and it just like grips you in that you can't get enough of it. She just writes like crack, honestly. And then we've got One Golden Summer by Callie Fortune. I feel like Callie Fortune is my Emily Henry. I live for Callie Fortune. I feel like her writing is very similar to that of Emily Henry, and I feel like you can either have one of the two, you know? And Callie Fortune is my Emily Henry. And I read This Summer Would Be Different a few weeks back. 6-star book, okay? That book and those characters I resonated with so much. Like I just loved that book so much. And when I seen that she was coming out with a new book, which comes out on the 6th of May 2025, I was like, I need that in my hands. Like if I can get an arc of this book, I got pins and needles. If I get an arc of this book, my life will be complete. Literally be complete. Like she just writes the best summer romances. Like the vibes, everything immaculate. You cannot go wrong with a Callie Fortune summer romance. And then I've got this on my list. I haven't read the first book yet, but am I still gonna buy the second book even if I haven't read the first book? Probably, but that's my issue because I have issues. But it's The Ballad of Fallen Dragons, and it's book 2 in the Moonfall series. Why can't I speak? Book 2 in the Moonfall series. And the first book is When the Moon Hatched, if you didn't know. And this comes out on the 7th of October 2025. I'm hoping I would have read When the Moon Hatched by then. But I literally have no idea what When the Moon Hatched is about. I just know that it's obviously gone viral all over TikTok, Bookstagram, Booktube and everything like that. But I have nothing to expect. I don't know what to expect from it because I have no clue what it's about. I'm just going to go into it blind. But I'm looking forward to the second book. Even though I haven't even read the first one, I'm still looking forward to it. And then again, I haven't read the first book, but I know I'm going to love the series, so I'm excited for the second one to come out. But it's The Night of Defiant. No, The Night is Defiant. And it's book 2 in the Nightfall series. Book 1 is The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penaranda, and this comes out on the 28th of January. I need to pull up my big girl pants and read the first book. I have got it, but I just need to actually read it. And then we got book 2 in the Off the Ice series by Bal Cabra, and it is Spiral, and this comes out, I think it's the end of January. Oh my god, why doesn't it say? It doesn't say when it comes out. Expected on the 28th of January 2025. But I read the first one, which is Collided. No, it's just called Collide, not Collided. And I loved it so much. And the second one I'm very looking forward to. I thought it was going to be like an interconnected series, sort of like the Off Campus, but the second one isn't to do with anyone I've met before. The second one is, oh no, I think it is interconnected, and they've Elias, did we meet Elias Westbrook? I feel like we have. I'm mistaken, sorry. Yeah, Elias, the next one is about Elias Westbrook, a newly drafted hockey player for the Toronto Thunder, because in that I'm sure they were just about to be drafted or something like that. So I feel like now they're sort of like out of college and they're like newly drafted. I'm just guessing you. But I'm looking forward to that coming out. And then we've got Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. This comes out the 4th of March, and this really intrigued me. I seen it come up on my, I think someone recommended, like someone told me that they were looking forward to it coming out, and I was like, that sounds really good. It says, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue meets This Is How You Lose the Time War in this fantastical love story that defies death as two souls reincarnate through the centuries. They've loved each other in 1,000 lifetimes. They've killed each other in every one. Evelyn remembers all of her past lives. She also remembers that she is in every single one. She's been murdered before her 18th birthday by Adam, a supernatural being whose soul and survival is tethered to hers. Doesn't that sound so interesting? I feel like I've never ever read anything like that before, and that sounds so interesting, so I'm really looking forward to that coming out and giving it a go. Apparently it's not going to be that long. It's actually 352 pages, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. Give it a go. I've never read anything by Laura Stephen. Does she have anything else out, or is this just her debut? Oh no, she's got a few books out. Oh, I'll have to give these a go. Every Exquisite Thing, I've seen that before. Well, I'll have to have a look at the other stuff that she's got. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that coming out. There we go. The fourth book, in the Rebel Brew Ranch. It's Wild and Wrangled. I'm really enjoying this series. I'm not like obsessed because the books are really short. So I feel like you can't really be obsessed with them, you know? Because they're really short, so they don't give you a chance to like delve deep into the characters. But the next one's obviously Wild and Wrangled, and this one's going to be about Callie. I think her name's Callie? Cami. That's what it is. Cami. But I remember in Swift and Saddled, the second book, we had like a little cameo of like the bad boy coming back into town, and they had like a little thing together, so that got me really excited for the fourth book. I haven't read the third book yet. It is on my TBR, but I'm in the middle of filming like a bunch of other videos, so I am going to read the third one soon, before the end of 2025. But this comes out on 15th of April. See, April is going to be the best month for book releases. So many of these are out in April. Moving on, we got Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reid. Again, seen someone else recommend this in a book that they're looking forward to. This comes out on the 4th of March, and this is about, it says The Last of Us meets the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes in this standalone dystopian romance about survival, sacrifice, and love that risks everything. That was enough for me. I was sold. I was like, pre-order. I need. Has she got any other books, Ava Reid? I feel like I've seen her name on something before. Oh, A Study in Drowning. Yeah, I've seen that everywhere. Oh, she's got a few books out as well. I love discovering new authors. And then I've recently got a new obsession, as does everyone else, with Hannah Bonham Young. I read Out on a Limb and absolutely fell in love with it. And then I discovered that she's coming out with a new book. I still haven't read the other. I need to like catch up on the other books. But this is Out of the Woods. And I don't know whether they're all part of a series. I don't think they are. they just all start. So you got like Out on a Limb, and then they're all like Out On. But I thought they were part of a series, but it's not like joined to a series, so I'm not too sure. One thing I love about Hannah Bonham Young is she writes such deep stories and like true life events that happened to the average Jack and Jill. Do you know what I mean? Things that people go through and struggle with, and she writes it so well, and like, oh, they're just so, it's so good. Honestly, it reminds me of Abby Jimenez's writing and the way like she writes these deep-rooted feelings, and she makes you like connect to the characters so well, and honestly, I'm obsessed. On to the last two. We've got Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford, which is the 5th book in the Windy City series. I haven't read, what's the 4th one called? Play Along. I haven't read Play Along yet, which I am excited to read, but I've read Mile High, The Right Move and Caught Up. But Rewind Back comes out, guess what, 24th of April. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to work so much overtime in the month of March just to have enough money to buy all these pre-orders in the month of April, because there's so many. There's about 6 of these have been April, but I'm really enjoying this series. The Right Move has definitely been my favourite. Like, Ryan Shea, loved. Wasn't like the biggest fan of Caught Up, but again, I think I'm gonna reread that because I think I was in a bit of a slump. I read it back when it first came out. I read it back in like February of this year, and I think I was in a bit of a slump, so I feel like I need to give her another chance, you know, because the single dad nanny trope I love every single time I eat it up, but for that I just wasn't a big fan. But I think it's just because I wasn't in the reading mood, if that makes sense. But moving on, last but not least, we've got Gloves Off by Stephanie Archer, which is the 4th book in the Vancouver Storm series. I recently read the 3rd book, which is The Wingman. I read the first 2 books in like reading vlogs. They were like in different reading vlogs, can't remember which ones they were in, but I read those the first 2 of those in reading vlogs, and I've also read The Wingman in a reading vlog, so I feel like it's only going to be a tradition to read the next one in a reading vlog, which is gonna be out on the 17th of June. Oh, okay, a little while to wait yet, but the 3rd one did only just come out in November, so or was it October? I think it came out in October, so I can't expect. I feel like I always just need books in my hand as soon as possible, but writing a book takes time. So those were all my books, the ones that I've pre-ordered, the ones that I'm excited for. Let me know in the comments if you're excited for any of those. But before I go, I want to speak about my predictions, because in 2025 I predict some of these will be coming out, and I'm manifesting it. In this video, this is me manifesting that these are going to be coming out, okay? So we got a Sarah J Maas book. Am I crazy? A little bit. But I really want a Sarah J Maas book, and I'm putting it out in the universe for us to get a new Sarah J Maas book, okay? We need a Sarah J Maas book. I don't think we will, but in my head, I'm delusional enough to think that we're gonna have a Sarah J Maas book. Hopefully not Crescent City, hopefully Akatar 6 Azrael book, please. I need my Shadow Daddy book like ASAP. And then a second prediction is Air Broken Fate book 3. I think it's going to be called Air Broken Souls, because Mads did a little post on TikTok and I zoomed in and I seen the name of the document and it was Air Broken Souls, and I was like, yes. But she hasn't announced when it's coming out, and I'm hoping, but she has finished writing it. Well, she's finished writing like the drafts and stuff, and she's getting like beta readers and stuff, but I'm just like, I need the finished piece in my hands now, because the way that Air Broken Kingdom left off, what? You're gonna leave me on that cliffhanger, Miss Rafferty? No. And then we've got my 3rd prediction. Now, I don't know whether she's announced if there's a book coming out in 2025, but I couldn't find anywhere that she has. But she has announced that there's a 4th book. But it's Pen Cole's Spark of the Everflame, like, book 4. And I seen somewhere that she's got a new book, that there's like a book 4 coming out. I think it's when she announced. She said that there was going to be, she's like, they're being like traditionally published. But she said she's going to bring out book 4 in the indie version as well, so people can complete their collection. But I don't think there's a release date for book 4 yet. But we do know that there is a book 4. That's all we know, I think. Unless I need to do a little bit more better. A little more better? Is that really English? A little bit better investigating. But I hope 2025, maybe late 2025, we might have Spark of the Everflame book 4. And then lastly, my latest obsession, thanks to Emmy, is Metal Slinger. I'm literally obsessed, and it just sparked this back in me. Like, everything about that book was perfection. Was it perfect? No, but I had the same way, like the same feeling of when I read Zodiac Academy. Like, it's not a great written book, but it's like crack. I was addicted from the first page. I read 300 pages in one sitting. I sat my ass in my bed and I did not move for about 4-5 hours because I just sat there and didn't move. And it didn't even feel like 5 hours went by. It felt like 1 hour. And I looked at my thing and I was like, I've read 300 pages. Sorry. But I'm hoping for a Metal Slinger 2 to come out. The series is called Fire Metal, so I'm hoping we get a Fire Metal book 2, okay? Rachel Schneider, you need to get on your little laptop, get those fingers going. I want the keyboard sparking, okay? I need to see smoke coming out of your keyboard, okay? Because you're writing so fast to get this book out. Thank you. But yeah, that was the end of the video and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below what your predictions are and what books you're really excited for to come out, because I love discovering new books. Maybe there's books that I haven't mentioned but you're really excited for that you also think that I will love. So let me know. And yeah, if you did enjoy, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to all the other jazz that I was asking you to do, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!